to give it to you as it is written, okay? Read that, Exodus 20 and 8.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So God says, remember the Sabbath day, because he already knew there was going to be a point of time where our people forget the Sabbath day. Like, just look at this billboard right here. They tell you, go to the Kingdom Church when? Sunday, check it out. That's what they call their Sabbath day. If the church was on, if the Sabbath day was on Sunday, they're not even keeping that right, because what do they do after church? They go buy and sell. They go cook on the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? If it was on Sunday. All right, read that again.
Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Give me what holy is real quick. Leviticus 20:26.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 26. And ye shall be holy unto me.
So God is speaking to the Israelites. He said, you shall be holy, separate unto me. Read on.
For I, the Lord, am holy, and have severed you from other people.
So that's the key point we want to focus on. He has severed us from other people. Right. Like if you sever your arm, you remove your arm from your body. So we are a separate people. So go back to Exodus 20 and 8.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy.
So we have to remember the Sabbath day, that it is the seventh day of the week, not the first day of the week. The seventh day of the week, you look on any calendar, is Saturday.
Right.
Okay? From Friday sundown to Saturday sundown. To keep that day holy. Read on.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So this is what makes the Sabbath day holy, what makes it separate, because we have 6 other days out the week to pay our bills, to run our errands, do laundry, whatever the case may be. You have 6 days to do that. To me, that's more than enough time. God is only asking for 1 day from us, from his chosen people, which are you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You are the Israelites, okay? These laws were only given to you. That's why you face the penalties for breaking God's commandments, okay? Read on. Sabbath day.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work, but the 7th day is the Sabbath day of the Lord thy God.
So the 7th day, which is Saturday, is the holy Sabbath of the Lord our God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the God of Israel. We are the only nation on this planet that actually has a God. All these other nations, all their gods are idols. We actually have a God, which is the God of this Bible, okay? He gave us this is the first high holy day that you find in the Bible that God ordained for us to keep, okay? Now let's get some of the do's and don'ts on the Sabbath day. Give me cooking first, the kindle no fire, all right? So we're gonna go through various examples on how we keep the Sabbath holy, how we keep this day separate from all the other 6 days, okay?
The book of Exodus, chapter 35, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but on the 7th day thou shalt be to you an holy day, a Sabbath of rest to the Lord. Whosoever doth work therein shall be put to death.
So under the old covenant of Moses, if you were caught working on the Sabbath day or doing what you were not supposed to do, cooking on the Sabbath day, you were put to death. Numbers chapter 15, a man was put to death for picking up sticks on the Sabbath day. Okay? So this is how God is serious about keeping his holy Sabbath. It's only 1 day, 24 hours. God is not asking for much. Okay?
Verse 3, ye shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day.
So when it says you shall kindle no fire throughout your habitations upon the Sabbath day, it's talking about cooking, okay? Because back then we didn't have electricity. We had to kindle a fire so we could have light. But this is referring to cooking. Now today in America, they have other devices such as a microwave, such as a toaster oven, coffee pot, where fire may not be present, but it's the fact that you're heating something up. That includes a microwave, a coffee pot, a toaster oven. That includes setting a TV dinner on your dashboard for the sun to heat it up. Okay, there's no loopholes with God. All right, you are not, put it this way, you're not supposed to eat hot food for 24 hours. Is that hard to do? Not at all, right? First, give me 1 John 5 and 3 real quick. We're going to come back to the Sabbath. I just want to show you, do you love God? All praises. Let's get what love is in the eyesight of God. How do we love God according to the Bible?
The book of 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments, and his commandments are not grievous.
So that's how we show God that we love him, by keeping his commandments. His commandments are not grievous. They're not hard to do. It's not hard to eat cold food for 24 hours. Right. It's not hard to not use a microwave for 24 hours. Right. Okay? It's not hard to do. It's for our benefit. Okay? Right. So now let's go back to 16:23. So now this is what we do. Being that we can't cook anything on the Sabbath day, this is what us as Israelite men and women, the children of God, this is what we do the day before the Sabbath day. Okay? Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 16, verse 23. And he said unto them, this is that which the Lord has said. Tomorrow is the rest of the holy Sabbath unto the Lord. Bake that which he will bake today.
So it's saying, cook what you're gonna cook today. So the Sabbath started Friday sundown, when it gets dark Friday night. So you have all day Friday morning to cook what you're gonna cook, to prepare for the food that you're gonna eat for tomorrow. And what you do, you make double portions to make sure you have enough to last throughout the Sabbath day. Ain't nothing wrong with cold chicken. We eat cold chicken, we eat salad, we eat cereal. We don't starve on the Sabbath day. You know what I'm saying? But God is letting us know to prepare our food before that sun goes down Friday evening. Okay? Read on.
And see that ye will see, and that which remaineth over lay up for you to be kept until the morning.
So it says seethe. Another word for seethe is boil. Sometimes my wife will boil eggs so that way we can have egg sandwiches on the Sabbath day. She'll boil the eggs before it gets dark so that way we can have egg sandwiches the next day and cook food that could be refrigerated, okay? Because you don't want to leave chicken out all night. You want to keep it refrigerated. There's certain foods that have to be refrigerated so it can stay fresh for you to eat it on the Sabbath day, okay? Now, let's get to no buying, no selling. So that's what we're not allowed to cook on the Sabbath day. We're not allowed to work on the Sabbath day. And this is another thing we're not allowed to do on the Sabbath day. And we're going to read it for you, okay?
The book of Nehemiah, chapter 10, verse 31. And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell.
So that's what we see today in America. The people of the other land, these other nations, they said they have beauty shops, these other McDonald's, Publix, these are all ran by people outside of our nationality. So they do this every single day on the Sabbath, from the time of Nehemiah all the way up to today in 2017. These other nations know. They know who we are. They know our laws. They know we're not supposed to be buying on the Sabbath day. Right. That's why you go to the mall, commercials, all the sales are on the Sabbath day. How come they don't have sales on Tuesday? How come they don't have sales on Wednesday? Why does it have to be on Saturday? Because they know if we buy and sell, we'll be in the midst of sin. And that'll keep us in the condition that we are in. Read that from the top.
And if the people of the land bring ware or any victuals on the Sabbath day to sell, that we will not buy it of them. We will not buy it of them.
So our forefathers knew that if these other nations brought things to sell in their land during then, we already knew that we're not supposed to buy it of them. Our forefathers kept the commandments of God because they knew who they were. Today our people are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Give me that, Hosea 4:6, okay? Today our people, we don't have the spirit of our forefathers today, because after slavery, we were indoctrinated to follow the customs of America, to follow the customs of these other nations. So we're going to find out what our people are destroyed from and why we're not following the acts of our forefathers. That's what we're trying to do today. Restore our people back to their true heritage, their true nationality, on how they're supposed to live their lives according to what the Bible says. All right?
The book of Hosea, chapter 4, verse 6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
So it says, my people, God's people are the Israelites, said are destroyed for a lack of knowledge. Now, what knowledge are we destroyed from? Basketball? No, we know how to do that. PlayStation? We know that. But what knowledge is God talking about that we are destroyed from, that has us living in the conditions that we're living in today? Read that.
The book of Malachi, chapter 2, verse 7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge.
So the priests is your pastors in your Christian churches, your reverends, whoever the case may be, where we go to Sunday school for, the priest's lips should keep knowledge. And this is the knowledge that we should keep.
And they shall seek the law at his mouth.
Seek what?
And they shall seek the law at his mouth.
So our priests, we're supposed to be getting God's commandments from our pastors, from our priests, from our reverends. Today in the Christian church, they are not teaching God's commandments. Not at all. So right then and there, that's already a strike against these false Christian pastors, because they're not teaching the word of God. And this is the knowledge that we are destroyed from. They are not teaching our people not to cook on the Sabbath day. They are not teaching our people not to buy and sell on the Sabbath day. They're not teaching our people that, so our people are destroyed for that lack of knowledge. Now, give me, was that it on Sabbath? Now, Leviticus 23:3. Now, this is what we are supposed to do on the Sabbath day, okay? So we're not supposed to cook, we're not supposed to buy and sell, we're not supposed to work on the Sabbath day. We have 6 days to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? God is only asking for 1 day. But this is, on this 1 day, this is what we are commanded to do. Read that.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 23, verse 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the 7th day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation.
What?
And holy convocation.
Convocation. What does convocation mean? It's another word for convocation.
Congregate.
Congregate. Gathering. It's a holy gathering. Remember, that word holy is separate. That's why God commands us to have a holy convocation, meaning come around like-minded brothers and sisters who are keeping God's commandments on the Sabbath day.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel of Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.